All right, let's get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's video, today's lesson. And today we're going to be talking about the daily routine. What is a daily routine? Why do you need it? And how can it help you with your English? So, first of all, a daily routine is something that we do every day. It's something that repeats every day. It's something that happens more than once. It's a routine. Some people think a routine is boring, but routines are very necessary if we want to get the results that we're looking for. Because you can do something great one day, you can make a lot of progress in one day, but that's a very short period of time. We have to keep doing the same thing again and again if we want to actually get big results over a long period of time. So that's why we need a daily routine, and we need to stick to the daily routine. So today we're going to talk with some of our students who are here with us on the call, on the lesson, and I'm also going to share some information about how you can really improve your English using a daily routine. What is the daily routine that you need in order to take your English to the next level? So we're going to talk about all of that and more in today's lesson. So I hope you're ready. Let's take a look at who is here with us live right now. So we have Vlad, Gigi, Kyle, Michelle, Amal, Mahadi, Layal, Lina, Miroslav, Nielsen, Nasema, Nirvana. Great. Thank you so much for joining us today. Vlad, do you have a daily routine?
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
Of course, I have a daily routine. Everybody have a daily routine because it's too tiring to don't have a daily routine.
So everyone has a daily routine.
Everyone has a daily routine. Yeah,
And you said it's tiring not to have a
tiring
daily
not
routine.
to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe once per week we have something special. And that event can demand a lot of energy. That's why we need a routine, because in routine we use less energy, because we already we know all these things how to do automatically, and don't have to think too much about things who are a routine for us.
That's true. That's true. So thanks, Vlad. So Vlad made a really important point here. He said that first of all, the routines save energy for us, basically. We don't have to use our energy, our time, our mental energy to think about what we need to do next, because when we do the same thing again and again, we know what to do. And so one of the best ways to do this is to create a list of things that we must do, right? Like a checklist, or just a list of tasks, like a to-do list. And a to-do list or a checklist is something that we want to create at least the day before, right? Like when you wake up in the morning, you don't want to have to start your day by making a list of what you need to do that day. Instead, you should make the list the day before. And then when you wake up in the morning, you already have the list and you can start doing the list as soon as you wake up. I like to say, plan tomorrow today. Plan tomorrow today, right? So a good time to do this is before you go to bed. I feel like at the end of one day, a lot of times you have ideas about what you didn't accomplish, what you didn't achieve the day before, right? That day, like the day that has just finished. A lot of times at the end of the day, we feel tired. We feel maybe a little bit frustrated, maybe a little angry or upset about the things that we didn't do. And we have a lot of ideas. Oh, I needed to do this, but I didn't do it. Or I spent a lot of time on something and I shouldn't have spent time on that, right? And so a good time to make a list for tomorrow is at the end of the day today, because then you can say, I spent too much time doing this, tomorrow I won't do that. I didn't finish this, tomorrow I will do that, and you can make your list. So a list is a really good way to set up a daily routine, especially when we're just getting started with the routine. And then we can follow that list again and again. But let's talk about a couple mistakes that we need to remember so that we can be correct in speaking English, and so some mistakes in English for everybody to remember. First of all, the word everyone or everybody. Everyone or everybody. After these words, we need to use is, not are, right? So everyone is, or everybody is. I know sometimes it's confusing because it seems like the word everybody or everyone is many people, but we use the word is when we're talking about one person, right? But that's not how we should think about it. Everyone is one group. Everybody, this is one group. So everybody is, and so we can say everybody is here. Or if it's a question, is everybody here? Great. And yeah, sometimes it's important to not only know what to do, but it's also important to know what not to do. Not to do. This is called the negative infinitive in English. So the infinitive is the main part of the verb, right? To do, to swim, to run, to think. And if we want to make this negative, we can say not to think, not to swim, not to jump. This is negative infinitive. We put not before it. Great. Great. And I see we have a question here in the chat on Zoom. Mahadi asks a really good question. He says, what about the words staff, government, and group? So words that are like staff, government, group, maybe also team or company, right? What about those words? Do we say is or do we say are? What do you think? Everybody who's here on Zoom with me, write in the chat. What do you think? Do we say is or do we say are? And if you're watching on YouTube, write in the comments. When we say words like company, team, government, staff, group, do we say is or do we say are? A lot of people are saying is. Some people say are. All right. So everybody who's watching on YouTube, if you want to join us for these live lessons, you can click on the link that is in the chat, that's in the comments, and you can come join us in our English Everyday program where you can practice speaking English every day. And so let's talk about the answer, right? So what is the answer? Mahadi says is and even are, both of them. Yes, that's correct. So everybody who's watching right now, the correct answer is both. You can say both of them. And how is that possible, right? Because usually in English, there's just one correct answer. So why are both of them correct? Well, they're both correct because in American English, we say is, and in British English, we say are. This is a special category of nouns, special category of words called collective nouns or group nouns, collective nouns or group nouns. And in British English, they treat these nouns like they are more than one. They're many people. So if you read a British English newspaper, it will say the government are starting a program for people who live in London. right? But if you read an American newspaper, they will say the government is starting a program for people who live in New York. So this is because in grammar, there is this difference. This is one of the only differences between American English and British English grammar. It's this special category of nouns that are called group or collective nouns. So in American English, group nouns use is, and in British English, group nouns use are. But there's one word that always uses are, even in American English. One word, police. The police. In American English, we still say are about the police. So the police, this is a group noun also. It's one of these types of words. But in American English, we say are about police, but for all the other group nouns, we say is. So you can say the police are at my door, so I need to go. I hope the police are not at your door, but you're here with me, so I don't think so. Great. So that's a little bit of help on English and using these different words in English. So let's come back to our topic about your daily routine. We talked about lists. What else helps us with a daily routine? And let me ask you a question. Everybody who's here with me right now on Zoom, let's practice speaking about this. So what is your daily routine, or how do you manage your daily routine? This is my question for you. So how do you manage your daily routine? What do I mean when I say manage your daily routine? What I mean is, what do you do so that it always happens? What do you do so every day you can follow your daily routine? Yes, Mahadi, how do you organize your daily routine? How do you manage your daily routine? So right now we're going to go to our breakout rooms, and we're going to go to different rooms and answer this question together. So on the screen right now, you should see a button, and just click on that button to join the room and answer this question. The question is, how do you manage your daily routine? Do you use a list, or do you use something else? Or do you just remember it all in your head? So click the button on the screen, go to the room, and answer this question with the other students in your group, okay? I will see you very soon. So go into the room, and we'll talk again soon when you come back from the room. All right, great. So again, everybody who is here on Zoom, you can click the button and go to the room and practice speaking right now. And I'll come around and join the rooms and answer questions there and speak with you. If you are on YouTube watching us live right now, I want to hear what you think. So write in the comments and just tell me, how do you organize, or how do you manage your daily routine so that you get the biggest results possible, okay? And if you would like to practice speaking with us, if you'd like to join this speaking program called English Every Day, the link is in the comments. This is a program where you can practice every day, okay? We have 5 lessons every day, and we're adding more and more. And there's also a 24/7 live room that you can join. There's also a 24/7 chat group, like on WhatsApp. There's also a 24/7 posting area, like on Facebook. So this is really a great chance for you to practice speaking. And I know that if you join this program, you're going to improve your speaking so much. Really, the people who join this get so much practice that it's really impossible not to improve your speaking. And what do you think? What is the most important part of English? Is it speaking? Is it listening? Is it writing? I think that it's speaking. I think the other parts of English are important too, but I think that speaking is really the most important part. So right now, I'm just going to share my screen and show you what this looks like on the inside. So after you join our English Everyday program, you're going to come in to our website and you're going to see this community area. And the first thing you'll see is live lessons. And inside of live lessons, you will see a list of all of the lessons and when they're happening, when you can join them. So for example, you can see right now we're doing this lesson, YouTube Live with Chris and Mary Coast, daily routine. And that's what we're doing right now. But there's also a chat area for students. And this chat area is where students can just write questions, talk to each other, and communicate anytime that they want, 24/7. Another really cool thing that we have is this posting area. And so you can see students giving feedback about lessons. Just had a great session on the use of prefixes to build words. Awesome session with useful links shared. Thank you, teacher Minette. I loved it. Or for example, here, a very interesting lesson about environment and nature with Robert. Let's join. So people are writing here and posting and sharing information here. But another really cool thing that you can do is you can go here to challenges. And when you first join, you'll just see this first challenge, make a friend. You'll introduce yourself and you'll see other people in there and you'll be able to connect with them. That's really cool, to connect with your classmates, to connect with other students and people around the world. And honestly, some of the students have traveled to other countries and visited each other. So people really become friends here. And then we also have this meetups area, and you can just click on this live room anytime that you want, and you can see who else is online and who wants to chat with you. So anytime you want, you can go there and you can practice speaking with other people. This is really, really cool. Now, what happens if you're in a lesson and you see someone who you want to talk to more, and when you're chatting with them, you say, you know what, I'd really like to talk to this person outside of the lesson too. Well, in that case, you can just go to find members and you can see the list of all of the members who are in our program, and you can find that person. So let's say that I want to talk to Oleg, right? I can find him right there. I can go send him a message. So for example, I can click in here and then I can send him a message and I can start talking to him right here. I can even send I can even send an image or a photo or something like this. And that way it will let me communicate with him. We can even use emojis. So it's really a cool feature, and you can talk 24/7 with people who are here in this program. So I think you understand how useful this is and how great it is that you can join lessons and practice speaking 24/7 any time of the day. And if we go down here, you can also see that we have this calendar, and you can see all of the lessons that are going to happen in the near future. And if you press on this plus button in the bottom right corner, you can actually add this calendar to your Google Calendar so that you never miss a lesson. And you can change the calendar to your time zone. My time zone is New York City time zone, but when you add it to your calendar, it will be in your time zone. So it'll be really easy for you to follow. And then also every 15 days, we're going to give you more bonuses that open up here. And I think that you're going to really like those bonuses because they give you extra homework, extra quizzes, extra tests, and things that you can use. So I think everybody who's watching right now on YouTube, you can understand how this is a really, really powerful program, and you'll get so much out of joining this program. I mean, when you join, it's going to just boost your English so fast. Most people say within the first month, they have huge results. And I think that's true because when you have so much practice speaking, then you learn how to talk with people just from everywhere, from every country in English, because you're not just speaking to people who are from your city or your country, you're speaking to people who are from all over the world. All right. So I know that you're going to make a lot of progress with this. And if you haven't tried it, just try it for 1 month. Okay. The link is in the chat. The link is under the video. Click the link, go to the website, and come join us and practice speaking. Now, I see everyone in the groups is speaking and practicing right now. So I'm going to tell them that we're about to come back to the main room and we'll see what they talked about. We'll talk with them and they'll share what their group was discussing. and we can talk with them a little bit more. But first of all, if there are any questions on YouTube, go ahead and write them in the comments in the chat, and I'll try to answer them right now. Okay. So yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody at the lessons, and it's really a great place to practice. So I'll see you there very soon. Now let's bring everybody back from the breakout rooms. So what happens now is I have just told everybody in their rooms, in their small groups, that we are coming back to the main room, and they have 60 seconds to come back. So they can finish their conversation, they can finish talking with the other people who are there, and they can come back here and speak with me again. All right, so you can see people are now going to be joining back to our room. There's Gigi. Hey, Gigi, how's it going? Can't hear you yet. Let's see. Let's try to get your microphone on. There we go.
Hi, thank you, Chris. Not bad, thank you.
Great. So in your room, what did people say about their daily routines?
I think Jax said that he normally having breakfast and they go to work. After that, he tried to watch the break news and
Breaking news.
Yeah, he said like that. Another girl said that she normally make the list for another day, because she tried to when she make the list, motivate her, try to complete all kind of plans. And yes, and another said that he normally do different things and like this.
Okay. So they're talking about their daily routine and how they organize it. And so making a list is one thing that they do. What about you, Gigi? How do you organize your day?
Yes, I have a different routine, because when I have to work, because I don't work every day, when I have to work, I have to focus in my dogs, and after that go to work, and yeah, like that. But when I don't work, some days I have to take care of my grandchildren. Now now I have another granddaughter, baby.
Wow,
So
congratulations.
yeah, yes, he is 4 months now. And in this day, I have to take care of her, pick up my grandson at school, so from school. So another days I have some fun things to do. I love cooking or spend more time with my dog. So I think I have different routine. It depends on the day.
Okay, cool. Cool. It's probably, I think you're right. It's probably very different to have a routine focused on your family than having a routine that's focused on work.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. All right, thank you. Let's talk to Naima. Hi, Naima.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, great. Where are you joining us from?
Where are you from? I'm from Morocco.
Morocco. Oh, great.
Yeah. Yes.
From Rabat or from a different city?
Marrakesh.
Marrakesh.
You know Marrakesh? Yes. Did you have go there? Or?
No, I've never been there, but I really want to go. It looks like a very interesting place.
Yes.
I only know 3 cities in Morocco: Marrakesh, Rabat, and Casablanca.
Yeah, Rabat is capital city. Yeah.
Rabat. Yeah.
Yeah, and Casablanca is very big, the big city in Morocco. Yeah.
Great. Well, how do you manage your daily routine?
Yes. How as I mentioned in the break room, I make a list and I put all like the goals that I need to achieve the other day.
The next day?
Yeah, the next day. Like sometimes in my phone, sometimes in my book or in my phone. So I'm the other day, like I will trying to achieve these goals. Like
Mhm.
if I don't, I this is my first thing. Like I put all of these goals first, then the other things. That's like make you busy. You want to do, you want to take rest, you want to watching movies or want to do something. I'm
Mhm.
trying to avoid all these things and achieve this my goals. Yeah.
Great. And what about the other people in your group? Did they say anything interesting about managing their routine?
Yes, like as Gigi said, yes, she has like if she has a work or she she uh, she trying to manage her day with her dogs and her work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now she has a granddaughter and children like that. Yeah, she take care of him. And this I don't remember their names. Yeah, Adan and someone else. So they are he said that what he's doing on his day. He wake up, he take breakfast, he doing some things I don't remember, and the Adan oh he said that yes he also like doing lists and yeah, and trying to achieve, yeah, his goals. I don't
Okay.
remember all the things.
All right, great. Thanks, Naima.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is a good phrase for everyone to remember. We want to say to make a list, to make a list, or to write a list, right? So we don't say do a list, we say make a list. Sometimes in English, it's difficult to remember when we use do and when we use make, because there are some special phrases with do and make, right? Like to make a phone call or to do your homework. Some of these phrases, we just have to remember them because there's no rule about that. And so here about a list, we can make a list, which means to write a list. So writing a list, making a list is not the only way that we can have a great routine, right? We also can use technology. So maybe in some of the rooms you talked about setting an alarm on your phone, to set an alarm or to set notifications on your phone, right? So maybe there's something that notifies you, that tells you, that sends you a message or makes a sound. And this tells you, hey, it's time to do this thing. Do any of you use that? Do you use something? I see Nirvana nodding her head. So Nirvana, what do you use?
I use the set alarm or reminds me our classes.
Okay. That's why you never miss our classes.
Yeah. Yeah. On the phone, only I use the set alarm for remind me the classes.
So you set an alarm for classes?
Yes, I set an alarm for classes.
Yeah, when we talk about alarms, we also use the verb to go off. It's a phrasal verb, to go off. To go off means to make a sound. So, for example, our lesson started at 8 o'clock in my time. And so I have an alarm on my phone. I set an alarm for 7:55, 5 minutes before the lesson. So 5 minutes before the lesson starts, my alarm always goes off. And today my alarm went off 5 minutes before we started. This means to make a sound, to go off. So Nirvana, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
I pray.
Pray.
Yeah.
And this is every day.
Yes.
Okay. And then what's the next thing you do after that?
I drink some glasses of water. Join some morning classes. If it's sunny day, I take a sunbath.
You sunbathe.
If it's a sunny day,
you sunbathe. Yeah. So the verb is to sunbathe.
Eat something and start my housework.
You eat something and you start your housework.
Yes.
You have a very healthy routine, I think. Physically healthy and spiritually healthy. Great. Thanks, Nirvana.
Thank you.
So let's talk to Amal. Hi, Amal. Amal, how are you today?
Hi, I'm fine.
Great. So how do you organize your daily routine? Oh, 1 second. Let's turn your microphone back on. Yeah, there we are.
Okay. In the day before I go to sleep, usually I'm writing my list to do to the next day. And I writing about 7 to 10 tasks I have to do in the next day. And I write my tasks like I didn't write, I will read. I writing a specific task, like I will read 2 pages or 4. And when I writing, I will attend my English lessons. I will write specifically number of the lessons, maybe 3. That's helping me to measurable my tasks.
That helps you to measure?
To measure my tasks and the achievement of these tasks in the day. In the end of my day, I give myself a number or a degree. And
a rating?
Yes, a rating. If it is over 5, I am okay. I feel satisfied. If it is less than 5, no, there is a problem, and I have to find a solution to this problem.
That's great. That's great. I think it's difficult for people to rate themselves because you have to be honest.
I'm trying really. To be honest, maybe it is difficult, but you have to do to learn from your mistakes, to know your problems, and to arrange your priorities. Why you didn't make this and do this? You can find where is the problem, and maybe you can solve it.
That's great. That's really great. Yeah, so we're talking about priorities and tasks, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Can we just repeat this word one time? Tasks.
Tasks.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit about pronunciation. So there's 3 categories of saying S at the end of a word, right? And I'm going to share my screen. I know that sometimes when I share the whiteboard on the screen, that sometimes the text is a little small. So try to see it, and if you have a question, ask about it. So there are 3 categories of how an S might sound at the end of a word. So S at the end of a word. So sometimes it sounds like S. Sometimes it sounds like Z, right? And sometimes it sounds like is. How do we know? Well, there are types of sounds. One type of sound is what we call a voiced sound, and one type of sound is what we call an unvoiced sound. And a voiced sound means that there's vibration in our throat, in our vocal cords. It moves, it vibrates. Like when we say the sound like the letter M makes the sound right? So this sound we make because in our throat, in our vocal cords, it's vibrating, right? It's moving. So this is a voiced sound. But some other sounds don't do that. They're just air that we push out of our mouths, like this sound, like the letter T, it's just air. Or maybe when I say it, some water, some spit comes out of my mouth. This is an unvoiced sound, because our vocal cords do not vibrate, right? We don't use our voice for this. So after unvoiced sounds, it sounds like S. So in this case, we have the word task is an unvoiced sound. And that's why we say tasks, right? The same if we have like the word hats. Now, if we think about some voiced sounds, for example, the word worm, right? This is an animal. It moves under the ground. It's like a small snake. Birds like to eat them. Birds eat these animals. They're worms. Worms. It sounds like z. It doesn't sound like s. Doesn't sound like S. It sounds like Z. In American English, this letter is Z. In British English, it's Z, right? Z or Z in American English. So it sounds like this. Z. Worms. Or what about the word bag? G, 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 g. This is a voiced sound. Bags. Bags. And then we have one more category. Sometimes S sounds like is, right? So it sounds like is after sounds like S, like sh, like sh, like j, and like zh. So after these 5 sounds, not these letters, but these sounds. After these 5 sounds, we say is. So, for example, we can say, for example, the word kiss. Kiss. It has the sound s at the end. So you have 1 kiss and 2 kisses. 2 kisses. Right? Or a football match. Football match. Or in American English, we say soccer. A soccer match. Football match or soccer match. 1 match, but 2 matches. 2 matches. What about a badge? A badge. This has the sound j, j at the end. Badge. What is a badge? For example, a police officer might have a special piece of metal on his shirt, or maybe in his wallet. He, you know, in the movies, in films, the police officer opens the door and he says, "I'm a police officer," and he shows you something, this piece of metal that shows that he is a police officer. This is a badge. 1 badge, 2 badges. 2 badges. So we have these special sounds, and after these special sounds, the letter S will sound like is. Another example would be a bush. A bush. This is like a small tree, right? It's a type of plant. A bush. So 1 bush, 2 bushes. Bushes. Or if we talk about people who I don't like, George Bush. 2 George Bushes. So yeah. So these are the rules of how we pronounce S at the end of a word. There's 3 sounds. It can be S, like S. This is after an unvoiced sound, right? It can sound like Z after a voiced sound. And it can sound like is after S, Ch, Sh, J, or Z. There's not a lot of words in English that have the sound Z. But sometimes we have this, like the color beige. This comes from French. A lot of these words with this sound come from other languages, but this is a color, beige. So if we had 2 different types of beige, we might have 2 beiges. Probably we would never use that. So not a good example, but just to show you a word with zh at the end. Great. I hope that helps. So I see we have a lot of questions coming in. Okay. Like, right. Likes. on Facebook or on Instagram, you might have a lot of likes. This has the S sound at the end. Wajiha says wash. Yeah, to wash something. I wash, you wash, he washes, because the last sound is sh. Or the verb to watch, he watches. Or Naima has a good example here, language. This ends with the j sound, like the letter J, j. Languages. Great. All right. So another way that we can, another thing that we need to think about when we're talking about our daily routine, how can we connect this to English? How can we connect our daily routine to English? So if we just practice English or study English one time a week or one time a month, then we probably don't make a lot of progress. If we practice a lot, we make faster progress, more progress. And we need to practice in different ways, right? We can't always just use Duolingo or some other app and just press buttons and just repeat some phrases. This is good. This is good to give us some basic vocabulary, some basic skills, but we need to use it in different situations. We need to practice answering some questions, to practice grammar. We need to practice speaking with other people. So how can we take our English from to yay? How can we change our English from bad to good? How can we use English in our daily routine? So we need to find, first, it's important to have a daily routine. And when we know the daily routine, then we know our steps of the daily routine. And then we need to try to connect English to the steps of our daily routine. For me, of course, I'm not, I sometimes I learn new English words too, but I don't study English. I study other languages. So I'm studying Spanish right now. And for me, I like to listen to Spanish music and songs when I drive in my car, when I take a shower, maybe when I'm working. And then I like to use some apps on the phone when I'm eating lunch or when I'm sitting at the table, or I have a 5-minute break, or maybe when you go to the bathroom, when you go to the toilet, maybe that's a good time. And then you need to find people to practice speaking with too. And so making connections with people and having communication is important for that. And so right now, I'm going to ask you one more question. We're going to go to the breakout rooms again and practice and speak about this topic. So my question right now for you is, how do you connect English to your daily routine? So which activities in your daily routine do you connect with English? Maybe it's music. Maybe it's lessons like these. Maybe it's something else that you do every day. And in your mind, you think, when I do this, I do it in English. Or when I do this, I practice English, or something like this. For example, Layal Rafeh just wrote in the chat on Zoom that she watches the lessons while driving. So right now, someone's driving in their car, listening to this lesson, maybe speaking with you in the breakout rooms, and maybe driving is a time to practice English. Vlad also wrote something very interesting. He wrote that when you sleep, your subconscious, your unconscious of your mind can review your daily tasks, right? So if you plan your daily tasks, if you plan your routine, then when you go to sleep, your brain is helping you remember them and helping you review that. you can do the same with English. Like maybe you were practicing English during the day and you learn something new and you go to sleep and something happens. Does that happen to you? I see Naima nodding her head. Yeah, sometimes for me this happens. I'll go to sleep and I'll have a dream, and a person who doesn't speak Spanish will speak to me in Spanish in my dream. Or for some reason I'm in the dream, I'm walking somewhere and I start speaking Spanish to somebody. And in the dream it's normal, right? In the dream everybody thinks it's okay, but then when you wake up you think, that was an interesting dream. Why was I speaking Spanish? Why was I speaking English? Okay, so the question is, how do you connect your daily routine to English? This is the question that we're going to answer in the breakout rooms right now. How do you connect your daily routine to English? So on the screen right now, you should see, let's create new rooms, new partners. On the screen right now, you should see a button. Just click the button to join the room. Click the button to join the room. Excellent. And so we'll go into the room and we will practice answering this question with our classmates, with the other students here. And it will be interesting to hear what other people say. And I see Nargis Dusanova on YouTube says that she helps her children do homework in English. That's really great. That's a really great way to practice. And I think that it's really useful. You know, I help my daughter learn how to speak English and how to read English right now. So every day we do some exercises where we practice learning the letters, and we practice we practice saying the sounds of the letters so that she can learn to read. And then sometimes I also do my Spanish practice at the table, and she's sitting near me and she says, "Papa, what does that word mean? And what's that?" And then she starts to learn some of it too. And so sometimes it's funny when she'll say a word in Spanish to me, and I'll say, "Oh, what are you saying?" She says, "I'm speaking Spanish, Papa." So that's really great. I think kids really help us, motivate us to keep learning too, because we see that they're learning and we want to help them learn. And it's a good chance for us to review something that maybe we already know, or maybe it's a good chance for us to just continue learning something that we started, right? I think that's great. So thanks for sharing that, Nargis. Mariama says, once I dreamed that I spoke English fluently with an American person. Yeah. It's interesting how dreams work, right? And then I see Madiha Anwar says, I want to improve English for my job. Yeah, so anybody who right now, if you're watching us on YouTube, the students you see on the screen are part of our English Everyday program. And this program lets you speak 24/7, all day, every day. We have lessons with professional teachers. In fact, let me show you what that looks like right now. So there are lessons with professional teachers. When you join, you go into this community area and you can see a list of the lessons that are happening here. And then there's a calendar where you can see all of the lessons that are coming up. So most days have about 5 lessons, 4 or 5 lessons most of the days. And so on average, it's about 5. And then there are also bonuses that you get every 15 days. But basically, you log in, and up here where it says live lessons, you can go here, you can see the date and the time, and you can click here to join the lesson. So that's how all of the people who you see on the screen, that's how they joined. But we also have this chat area where people can write messages and people can practice speaking. And this is 24/7. I mean, anytime that a person has a question, they can come in here and they can write something and they can communicate with the other students outside of the lessons. And this is really great to practice speaking, but also practice writing. Then there's posts. So you can come in here and you can read what people are saying. Sometimes they're introducing themselves. For example, this is Duken from Congo, and here's Mohamud, and he's writing, just introducing himself to everyone. Sometimes people just write that they liked the lesson, very interesting lesson. Here's a picture of one of our teachers. And so this is a great area too. Then we have challenges that you can complete. For example, make a friend. It's really great to connect with people from around the world. And this is an area where you can do that. And then there are other challenges that open up too. And then we have these meetups. This is a live room where 24/7 you can go here and you can join anyone else who is online at the same time as you, and you can practice speaking with them. So this is a great, great resource. And if you join today, you get all of these features. So usually when someone joins, they only get these live lessons. But today, if you join, then you also get all of the 24/7 features. So you get the 24/7 live room, you get the chat, you get the posts, and you can connect with other members from around the world. You can even send them a personal message and you can chat with them just like you would on social media. So if you've been thinking about how to improve your English, and especially, you know, Madiwa was saying that, you know, wants to learn English for her job, then this is a great place to do that. So here's the link one more time. In the chat on YouTube, I've just sent the link. There's also a link under the video. So you can go there, click the link, go over to our website, and you can get all of these bonuses if you join today. So I hope to see you at the next lesson. All right, now let's bring everyone back from the breakout rooms and let's talk to them again in the main room. And hopefully they've had enough time to chat. I see they're still chatting, so I'm not going to stop them right now. I'm going to let them keep chatting for a little bit. So on YouTube, I see, let's see, Madiha says, how can I join this community? So just click on the link that I've sent and you can join this community right now, and you'll get the 24/7 features too as a bonus. Great. Let's see. Bulhan says, greetings from Somaliland. I like to speak English as natives. Yeah. So you can practice speaking. You see, we have professional lessons with native teachers all day. I mean, 4 or 5 times every day. And we're adding more and more of those lessons all the time, because when more students join, we add more lessons. You probably saw that there's a lot of people on the screen when I'm teaching. And usually, you know, when I'm teaching a lesson, a lot of people come, but we have other teachers and we have different groups of people. So sometimes it's a smaller group, sometimes it's a bigger group. It just depends on the time of the day. But when we see that there's a lot of people joining the lessons, then we add more and more lessons. So you don't have to worry about you know, if the class is too big or something. It's really good to meet people from different countries around the world and to hear how different people speak, especially if you're going to learn English for your job, for work, then this is a great chance for you to do that. Zeos writes, hi, I'm from Syria. We don't have activities to use English. Well, you know what? That's why I created this program, this English Everyday program. So if you click on that link in the chat or under the video, then you can join this community where you can practice 24/7. And so, you know, a lot of people in different countries say, I don't have anybody to practice with, or people here don't speak English. Well, now you have a chance to practice anytime that you want with people from around the world and with professional native teachers. So click that link, come over and get started. And I know you're going to love it. I mean, the people who join make really fast progress because there's just so much practice. All right, now we're going to bring everyone back from the breakout rooms here into our main room. And I'm going to ask a couple people about how they connect English to their daily routine. Then we're going to wrap up this lesson. We're going to end this lesson. But remember, if you subscribe to this YouTube channel and you turn on the notifications, then you'll get notified when we go live. and you'll get notified when a new video comes out. We put out a new, a good video every week. And then there are some small videos that we put out during the week too. So I think that you'll really like being part of this YouTube channel. All right, everyone's coming back from the breakout rooms now. And, you know, I was just telling everyone about this special new community that we have inside of the English Everyday program. And I think that it's really useful. I don't know if you've been able to explore it very much, but let me go back to Vlad. We talked a little bit at the beginning. Vlad, have you used our new community on the website?
Not yet. I
Mhm.
had no time, and yeah, I will use. I'm sure that.
Okay, cool. Well, I just want to show you, make sure that everyone can see this. You know, so you can join the live lessons here. The list of the lessons is here to join, and then we have the calendar, we have the bonuses, and even the study plan that you can download. We have our 24/7 chat, so you can come in here and you can type a message and you can chat with the other students on our platform. You can even post in here, like Denaji wrote, like, just had a great session on the use of prefixes to build words. Thank you, teacher Minette. Or, for example, Pedro wrote about an interesting lesson with Robert. So you can post in here, you can chat in here, but really my favorite part is the meetups. So you can go here and you can click on live room, and 24/7, anytime that you want, you can just click on live room, and anybody else who is online at the same time can join this live room. So you don't have to wait for the lessons. You can practice speaking anytime that you want. You can just go to this live room and anybody can join that. And I'm showing you this right now because we're almost finished with our lesson today. And after the lesson finishes, I want to invite everybody who is here in this lesson to go over to the live room and continue talking about this topic, continue speaking, continue meeting each other. Okay, so you can go, you can log in and make sure that you, you know, if you're going from your course library, then you want to go here, English Everyday Community Basic Access. And so when you click on that, it will take you into the community, and you go to meetups and click on live room. And then you can join and you can speak just like you do on Zoom. It's very similar to Zoom, and you can just practice speaking with anybody who's there. And also, if you meet people during our lessons and you want to stay friends and you want to keep talking, or maybe you want to plan to go to the live room together in the future, you can go over here to find members, and you can find them here, and you can send a message. And so you can send messages here. You can even send photos. You can send emojis. So you can communicate right here in this community anytime that you want. So after this lesson is finished, I invite everyone to go over to the live room. What do you think about that, Vlad? Does that look useful?
Yeah, it's very interesting. I understand how to use. But I had no time until
Okay.
now. It's not a problem. I understand how to use, and it's
Okay,
very
cool.
it's useful.
Great, great. Well, maybe we'll see you there. Okay, I see Mechi has his hand up. Hey, Mechi.
Oh, thank you for this offer. It looks interesting, and I think that some of us have friends here, and we can start chatting or speaking through this. It's a good opportunity. Thanks a lot for such service. And I would
Thank
like
you.
to ask. Oh, you're welcome. I would like to ask you, Chris, I don't know what is your possibilities towards Zoom, because we have been used to see the questions for breakout room in the main room, and then it automatically were transfer to the breakout rooms, at least on PCs, on computers and laptops. And suddenly, it's a month ago, about, I don't know, or a few weeks ago, the Zoom stopped this opportunity. And I sometimes forget to copy that to this CTRL, C plus C,
Control.
paste a copy and paste into the breakout room. And suddenly I say, oh, Maciej, you forgot to copy from the main room the text of the messages of these questions from the main room to the to my computer and then to the breakout room.
Yeah, I understand you. So, you know, I think if you can't copy it or if you forget it, just like broadcast so the teacher can send this message out to everyone. I think that they can still do that. But yeah, just ask the teacher and they'll do it. Probably the teacher forgot. Like today, I didn't broadcast it out after we opened the breakout rooms.
I have this feeling that it is a setting of it is not a mistake of teacher, in my opinion. It's a setting, it's a wrong setting, or I don't know. There are some new rules in this Zoom that the service we have had for years suddenly disappeared. That means it went automatically. I don't think
It's possible.
so. Yeah,
it's possible, definitely.
So I was.
Well, I can check it.
Oh, thank you in advance. I was even also checked in the settings. I was thinking about, oh, it's a new settings probably of by Zoom, by the Zoom.
Okay,
and
we'll check it.
So
We'll
I
check
need
it,
I need to find these particular settings in my settings, but I didn't find.
Yeah, I
it.
don't think it's about your settings, but we can check it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you in advance.
Yeah, Maciej, have you used the community yet?
I haven't. I am like Vlad. Like Vlad mentioned, I didn't have time, but I didn't realize that. Also, some teachers told us that, but I didn't realize how useful it is, how easy it is. So I will try to ask my friends here who I communicate with, and so we could start chatting or speaking there. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for being part of our program. Maciej's one of the oldest students with us.
Oh,
not oldest in age. I mean, you've been with us for a long time. So.
I am a young man. Oh. Because we have a lot of ladies here. So
okay, Maciej. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you too.
All right, I see Layal has a question too. Hi, Layal.
Hello.
Hi, how are you
doing?
Good.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you.
So you have a question about the lessons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanna ask if sometimes I'm being so busy, so I can't watch the lesson, so it's been missed. I wanna know if I can watch it recorded.
Yeah. So.
That's my first question. Then my second one.
Let me answer the first question first, okay?
Okay.
So yeah, sometimes we add the recorded lessons to a special area on the website, and depends when you joined us, you might have that or not. But now we don't add all of the lessons just because there's a lot of lessons happening all the time, and so you know. However, a lot of the topics that we have, they will happen again with another teacher. And so if there is a lesson that you were just really interested to see and you really wanted to see and you missed it, send us an email or contact us and we can probably add it for you.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
And then before I forget, and sorry, before your next question, so everybody who's watching right now, you know, you're probably part of our program already, our English Everyday program. And so another thing that you can do is, you know, for all of the new people who have joined recently, there's a video after you join that tells you to do this. But for everyone who joined a long time ago, maybe you haven't done this, or maybe you don't know you can do this, but you can go to find members and you can type in Tanya. And here's Tanya. She's the head of our student success team, and she's the administrator of this community. And you can just go there, send her a message, and you can say, hey, Tanya, I've just joined this program. And she'll help you. If you have any questions, you can ask her questions right here in the community. And so, you know, if there's a lesson that you missed and you wanted to see it, you can ask her if she can add it for you. If you can't find something on the website, she can answer it for you. So if you don't like email, I know email is old-fashioned today. So if you don't like email, you can just go in there and you can ask Tanya a question directly and she can help you. All right. So what was your second question?
My second question is in the study plan,
Mm-hmm.
we have like a row written like a download list of 52 grammar topics and download list of top 3,000 words. So I clicked it. So 52 grammar topics, it's not like interpreted, like not an interpreted topic. It's just the titles.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, that's what shown. That's what I found.
Okay. So yeah, this is just a guide to study these topics, right? There's not some exercises inside of that document, but we have some other worksheets and some other courses where we go through all of these different topics. I have some YouTube videos where I talk about these topics, and believe it or not, there's thousands of practice worksheets and practice questions on the internet. So,
yeah, I know. I'm just like organizing myself and be more committed to your program. So just to organize myself and study in a right way. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, if you follow the intermediate course that we have and the upper intermediate course, then they go through most of those topics already. But this is just, you know, a suggestion about these topics that you can practice studying them.
Yeah, to help me.
Yeah, absolutely. We also, I'm not sure if everyone here knows, but we have something called boost sessions. These are like one-on-one lessons with teachers, and each of those lessons, each of those boost sessions with teachers also includes like worksheets that you get with questions to practice what you've learned and are focused on specific topics. So this is another option too. And if you have any questions about any of those things, you can always ask Tanya in the community, or you can send us an email.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And for everyone who's on YouTube right now, there's the email. If you have any questions, send us an email and we'll help you out. Cool. So I see some other questions here in the chat that I'm going to answer quickly before we finish. Mahadi was asking about the calendar. So let's go back to our community. So if we go over here and we look at the calendar, so Mahadi, you can go down to this calendar. You can click on this plus sign in the bottom right corner, and this will add the calendar to your phone or your computer or your device. And then on your device, you have your own time zone. So it will change it to your time zone. So like in the settings of your calendar on your phone or your computer, you will have your time zone. And when you add the calendar, everything will change to your time zone. So that's the easiest way to know when all of the lessons are going to happen in your time zone. Up here with these buttons, like this is just sending this information from another place. So we can't change it to every time zone in this list. So in this list, it's always in New York City time zone, but like, you know, which lesson is going to happen if you add this calendar to your calendar by clicking this plus sign. If you add it to your calendar, then you know which lesson is coming. And so you know when to come online, right? Like, for example, if we look at today, the next lesson starts in 40 minutes, so less than an hour. There's another lesson that starts. And so if you add this to your phone or your computer, then you will see all of these times in your time zone, and you'll know, okay, let's go to the website. And then you'll see that this is the current lesson, right? You don't have to look through this big list of lessons. You can just see up here that the current lesson is happening. And so, you know, about 5 or 10 minutes before it starts, you'll see this one up here. Great. All right. So let me see. Let me make sure I answered all the other questions. Nirvana asked about challenges. There will be more challenges added very soon. There will be more challenges added soon. If you've already completed the friend challenge, then there will be more soon. All right. Thank you, everyone who's here. And so one more time, I just want to invite you to go over to the community and join the live room right now. Keep speaking with each other. Keep meeting people who are in the program, and take the chance to keep speaking, okay? You can go there anytime you want. Sometimes it's difficult to find, you know, the time when other students will be online, but a good rule is after the lesson, go to the live room. After lessons, you can go to the live room and keep speaking. And then, of course, you can use the chat or the posts inside the community and say, hey, I'm going to go to the live room at 10 o'clock. Does anybody want to join me? Right? You can tell people that you'll do it. Or if you just want to be spontaneous, you can just go there, click on live room. You might need to wait a few minutes so people will join you, but you can go there and you can practice. Okay. So I hope to see some of you going over to the live room right now after this lesson. Thank you so much for being here, everybody.